I think the community part is so needed in a disparate online world that we live in with just everything, Instagram, YouTube, all these public stuff, things that we don't give away for free because we're creating stuff and we're willing to put it out there for free, but it's free, right? It's people get all this stuff. If I look at your YouTube channel, there's a lot of incredible
A
content on there that
lot.
I know from firsthand experience would have taken a lot to produce and edit and put together for for people to use for free. So one of the things I noticed on the Photo Insiders was to never, or at least the goal was to never feel lost or frustrated. I think you said behind the
The
camera, which
camera.
is basically what
Yeah.
you've just explained to me. And I think that's so valuable for photographers, both starting out, intermediate, advanced. And we talked about mentorship. You talked about how important that was. I could not agree more. The biggest struggle I've had in my photography journey is not having a mentor, and I've gone through between 5 and 10, just off the top of my head, and none of them have really worked out or really had. It was very transactional. It wasn't really didn't feel like I had that vested interest in me and what I wanted to do or understand it. So I think that's an absolutely vital part of anyone's journey.
For you, I mean, where you are, it's not like you're just starting out. You're very advanced. You're very established. You know what you're doing, and you're in a unique part of the world on top of it. So there are very few people that can mentor you correctly. And
But
I've actually
actually,
had the
I
same
think
trouble.
when the word mentor, and I think it's the wrong word, and I've been trying to, because I offer mentorships as well, and I went through coaching or teaching, or I don't. It's actually just a soundboard, right? It's not necessarily right. What are we gonna learn from this call or from this meeting, right? It's more just I'm thinking about doing this. Do you think it's a good idea? If so, can we just kind of hash it out a bit? And what, in your experience, what do you think? And because anyone else has an outside point of view, which is so beneficial for us. We're in our little bubbles and we're in our little photography communities and little Instagram DMs and YouTube haters and lovers, and it's all just a tiny little bubble.
With pat
Essentially,
answers too,
yeah,
like just pat
yeah,
answers, just
yeah,
meh, here,
yeah. There's no
one size
depth,
fits
and
all.
yeah. So
Mhm.
I think if anyone's begin, and my point is, at any part of the journey, whether you're beginner, intermediate, professional, advanced, I think, and like you said, to have someone not necessarily above, but someone outside of that you can go and throw ideas around with, and then someone who's doing the same with you, right? So you can really have that full experience and pass it forward. That's what this is all about. I get so frustrated with photographers who
Mhm.
keep things, like you talked about when you
Gatekeeping.
when you go to an event and a talk. It's like, tell me your fucking secrets. Like, that's why I'm here, right? Don't be a dick about it. Right? We're all in this
Yeah.
together. There's plenty enough to go around. Don't worry. You're not gonna, die by telling. You're not gonna lose all your income by telling me how you do things, right? But there's just this,
No,
yeah,
no.
the gatekeepers.
Well, everyone's a little bit insecure, like scared insecure, not in a bad way insecure. Just it's a scary world out there, right? And we're all trying to do something that's kind of out of the norm. We're not like company people. Let me go get my 401k. It's let
It'd be
me
nice
go
though.
do what I love to do and convince someone to pay me for it.
Yeah, how much fulfillment do you get from that? Which part of, I mean, looking at from an outside point of view, looking at your business model, essentially, you do so many things and different funnels, or different, I should say, pillars. Which part do you enjoy the most? Which brings you the most fulfillment, satisfaction?
The diversity does right now. I think weddings brought me so much fulfillment for so long. I've been doing them for 24 years, maybe at this point. But, that has its ebbs and flows. And right now, I am really enjoying the diversity with all of my clients. So I have clients that are, uh, I say this lovingly, basic bitch brides. Like, I've shot your wedding before, definitely shot that dress before. Love you wholeheartedly. But the people that they are is is what drives me, right? Because when I hit burnout a couple of years ago, I decided, for the record, again, not just like once, but again, I decided that one of the things that I wanted to do is emotionally invest in my clients. So when I started doing that, those even basic bitch weddings, I call them, like those weddings became fulfilling because I cared about who they were And I cared about grandma and I cared about, their brother that flew in from wherever he flew in from. And that pushed me along. And then now I have some higher end clients that we collaborate on Pinterest boards over their engagement session. And I actually like that when before I didn't like that, but now I do because having worked with brands and worked with Hilton, that's what I do with them. And that's one of the reasons I love photographing with them is because there's a producer and a stylist and they show me what they want. And then I know anything they throw at me, I can shoot. So I feel the same way with my clients. Like you could throw anything at me. Photographically, I know how to photograph whatever you want. So now I find that fulfilling. I find that exciting. So give me all the wedding trends. Like I got you. I can do anything. So for me, that's been really fulfilling, all that diversity, doing different things, meeting the demands of what other people would consider to be demanding clients, but me, like I like it.
What do you think much about a legacy? And we talked a bit about scaling something that you can spin off or like use as something that you can retire with or whatever. It is a legacy in terms of your body of work something that you care about or think about?
My body of work, I don't, no one's going to like it except for me and the people who are close to the people in the photographs. But I think that, like, that's enough legacy for me. I am posting about this at some point this week. I just wrote the post this morning and scheduled it. But at weddings, especially, I tend to make sure my self imposed to do list, I make sure that I photograph all the elders in the room because I know that unfortunately, in a couple of years, couple of months, whatever it is, I'm going to be asked for that really nice photo that you took of grandma so that we can have it blown up at her funeral. And by the way, where's a great place to print that? I know I'm getting that email, getting that phone call. So that's the legacy for me. It's their legacy. It's other people's legacies that I'm preserving, knowing they'll be passed down and they won't remember me. My name won't matter. That's on the back of the album. But to me, I don't care because I know what those photos mean to them. And the fact that my photos mean that to them, like that's my legacy. I love knowing that.
Yeah. And is that something then you will continue to do if you do wedding photography for 20 years? Do you see yourself doing that for another 20 years?
No, because I don't want to be that like old crotchety lady wedding photographer. The second I start to get really grumpy, like just kick me out, please. I don't need to be there. But photographing commercial or photographing for consumers is something that I always wanted to keep doing. I never wanted to be that educator that didn't also do it. That just you
Mm.
become so irrelevant really fast. Sorry, my dog needs to join us. She
Oh, hi.
oh
What's your name?
God, I hate that she licks my mouth. Gross. This is Zoe. Hi.
Hi,
Yeah,
Zoe.
don't like that. Yes. Okay. Stop
Oh,
it.